The Nightbeat starts right now.
A special needs child kicked in the groin and forced to have a testicle removed. The victim's mother now pushing back after she says the school district failed to protect her son. Plus.
This isn't you guys, 1305? No. What is this?
Oh, we changed the name.
A Southside Mexican restaurant gets a new name and new owners after failing a health inspection. What the new owner told Tim Gerber when he takes us behind the kitchen door. We start with this. A child with special needs got kicked in the groin by a classmate at Harlandale Independent School District, leaving doctors no choice but to remove his testicle. And tonight, his mother tells KSAT investigates Dylan Collier that the district isn't doing enough to protect its students.
Robin Moya's 12-year-old son came home from Bel Air Elementary School in February, complaining that his left side hurt.
Later on that night, his lips get pale and he started throwing up.
By that weekend, he was walking gingerly. The child, who suffers from a motor speech disorder that makes it difficult to communicate, revealed to his mother his privates were swollen. A trip to the emergency room turned into an ambulance ride to a second hospital.
And he tells me, "Mom, I was kicked. I was kicked there."
The child told KSAT it was a female classmate who kicked him in the private parts with her shin while they were standing in line.
In math, I get hit by my head.
Doctors confirmed the boy was no longer getting blood flow to his left testicle, called a torsion injury. Medical records obtained by KSAT investigates show surgeons were forced to perform a scrotal orchiectomy in which they removed the damaged testicle. The procedure is typically done on adults with a hormone imbalance or cancer.
It takes away from his livelihood. It takes away from him feeling as normal as possible. It takes away from me not being able to be there for my son and protect him as the way a mother should. And, you know, we're supposed to be sending our kids to safe places.
After speaking with Bel Air's principal and not getting the feedback that she was looking for, Moya made the decision to move her child to Harlandale's Vestal Elementary School. Weeks later, Moya says her son was tripped in class by a fellow classmate.
Another hospital visit revealed he sprained his left wrist and elbow. In a statement, a Harlandale spokeswoman called both situations confidential. Quote, "The district is aware of the incidents and they have been investigated and handled accordingly based on the information available. Student safety is a district priority and safety protocols and procedures are in place." Moya says she feels differently.
No notice home, no call home, no nothing.
Less than one semester, there's been two pretty significant physical incidents against your son in this district. How does that make you feel?
Frustrated. Now my son has to live without a testicle due to the neglect of, being vigilant with the students.
For KSAT Investigates, I'm Dylan Collier.
The 2022-2023 school year ends tomorrow for Sabinal ISD. The district announced its plans earlier this week to end the school year a full week early. In a letter posted to the district's website, the superintendent says the decision is, quote, due to increased anxiety approaching the one-year mark of the shooting at Robb Elementary. Now, speaking of, there's no doubt that the shooting on May 24th of 2022 has deeply affected Uvalde, the surrounding communities, and beyond. We hope that you're going to join us next week as we look back on the past year with families, survivors, and residents during our special. It's called 1 Year in Uvalde. The in-depth report airs this Wednesday, May 24th at 9 p.m. right here on KSAT 12.
All right, let's get you ready for tomorrow. 68 degrees in the morning. We'll have some low clouds early, just very briefly, and then a sunny day. Nothing to worry about throughout the day. Nothing but sunshine, warm, 91 the high temperature here in town, even mid-90s as you get closer to the Rio Grande, and noticeable humidity. Even notice 9 o'clock, no chance of rain. It's after 9 o'clock that we'll see those rain chances ramp up a little bit. We'll talk about our shifting pattern, the rain chances, time it out for you a bit, and of course, the newest drought monitor comparing the improvements opposed to when we were in the thicker drought in just a bit.
Adam, thank you. Gut-wrenching testimony as officers took the stand today in the bond hearing of a man accused of shooting his ex-wife and stabbing two of his children, one of whom died. Stephen Clare is charged with capital murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault. The first officers who got to the crime scene told a courtroom what they saw. SAPD officer Veronica Butler said that she found the mother, Mariah Clare, outside of the home in a pool of blood.
I really thought she was going to die in my arms. I applied pressure to help her, and I spoke to her to keep her breathing, just to let her know that she's not alone.
Other officers also told the court today what they saw. Now, today's hearing was specifically about Claire's bond. Prosecutors want to revoke it, but his attorneys want it lowered. Right now, his bond is at $3.5 million. It's unclear at this point when the judge is going to make a decision on that bond. In other news tonight, a postal worker allegedly went on a shopping spree with stolen bank cards. And now Jessica Rubio faces a felony charge for credit or debit card abuse against the elderly. San Antonio police say the victim was an elderly woman who lived along Rubio's mail route. And Rubio could be in more trouble because right now the USPS Office of Inspector General is confirming that it's investigating what happened. And if it charges Rubio with mail theft, that would be a federal crime. Security videos and photos of a crime usually help police, and that's why investigators in Seguin are trying to stay ahead of growing property crime problems. So they're asking people with security cameras at their homes and businesses to help them. The Night Team's Patty Santos takes it from here.
It's a small town. It's growing, but it is a small town. It's a nice feel, but as it's getting bigger, I think we do probably need to have cameras.
Seguin business owner Angela Campbell has security cameras installed, not because of a previous crime, but as a deterrent.
They're out there. That's the reason they're out there, is for protecting.
Seguin police is asking people like Campbell to join forces in its community policing effort. The department is creating an internal list and map of security cameras across the city, but the program is voluntary.
It's just a list to let us know who might want to cooperate and who has a camera.
Police Chief Jason Brady says police won't have access to the cameras or passwords. It will simply be a fast tool investigators can use to possibly speed up a case.
If something happened in an area, our officers will be knocking on doors regardless. It's just, it might be a slower process trying to see if you actually have a camera, if somebody's actually home when we're there, trying to reach out and do our canvas. So it's just a tool that we want the community to be involved in helping us solve these property crimes.
The chief says rising property crimes are a growing problem everywhere. Seguin's new criminal apprehension and street enforcement unit was formed to target hotspots. The camera registry program is part of that effort.
We want the community, we want neighbors to be looking out for each other and knowing that, if you mess with me, you're messing with my neighbor, you're messing with me.
I would want somebody to do that for me as well if something was happening and they happened to catch it on camera.
Cities like Leon Valley and New Braunfels have similar voluntary camera registries. To find out more about Seguin's program, head to KSAT.com. Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
Now, Texas is sending migrants to Colorado. Its first bus arrived today in Denver. Governor Abbott's office says that about 40 people were dropped off there this afternoon. And per the governor himself, the decision was made to, quote, provide much needed relief to our small border towns, end quote. Texas started busing migrants in April of last year, and since then, migrants have been sent to New York City, Chicago, and Philadelphia. Today, we honor a hero firefighter who died on the job exactly 6 years ago. Scott Dean was only 31 years old when he was killed fighting a fire at the Ingram Square Shopping Center. Hundreds of his friends and family members attended his funeral service at Community Bible Church. Earlier today, the San Antonio Fire Department shared a tribute to the late husband and father of 3 on Facebook, writing, quote, Scott is sorely missed, but remembered for his kindness, compassion, and service, end quote. Korean car makers Kia and Hyundai have reached a multi-million-dollar settlement for making their cars too easy to steal. The amount of money that they agreed upon that's going to help the millions of victims who suffered property loss. Also, it wasn't the baby back ribs that brought health inspectors back to this Chili's bar and grill. What they found behind the kitchen door that required a re-inspection. It's after the break. Hyundai and Kia reaching a $200 million settlement over claims that their cars are too easy to steal. Now, you've heard about that popular social media challenge that inspired lots of people to steal Hyundais and Kias. Car thieves used USB cables to steal the vehicles, while the Highway Loss Data Institute says that the vehicles lacked basic auto theft prevention technology. So the car owners sued the car makers. And now that Kia and Hyundai settled, the companies also say that they've developed software patches to better protect the vehicles. So relief for those customers tonight. A Southside Mexican restaurant got a failing score when health inspectors visited last month. And now that business has a new name and new owners. The Night Team's Tim Gerber talked to the new owner to find out what happened behind the kitchen door.
Claudia's restaurant in the 1300 block of Pleasanton Road saw its previous score of 94 tumble all the way below failing, getting a 67 on their April inspection. Cooked meat was improperly cooled, a jar of mayonnaise was left sitting on a shelf, while several other foods were also sitting out waiting to be prepped. It should all be kept cold. Avocados found under raw chicken were discarded. The microwaves and cold holds were dirty, and the inspector watched a worker touch their face, who then proceeded to handle food. Another big problem, the business had been operating without a valid permit since last year. I stopped by this week to see if they've made corrections.
Can I talk to somebody about your recent inspection?
Co-owner Valeria Santos had a pretty good explanation for the failing score.
We changed the name.
Okay.
That was before us.
Santos said she recently bought the business with her mother, who was a cook for Claudia's. She said the inspection occurred before they took over.
This is us, but we're waiting for inspector to come on for us.
Santos showed me they have all the required permits in the new name, Lindsay's Cafe. They're still waiting for their first health inspection and are in the process of changing the name on the business. Las Minas Cafe in the 3800 block of Blanco Road earned a 75 and another inspection after racking up several violations. Cooling units for food and drinks were too warm. Dishes used to plate food still had water on them. Employees were touching ready-to-eat foods with bare hands. Raid bottles in the kitchen needed to be removed, and so did all the stuff blocking a hand-washing sink. They were also storing several utensils and a pitcher of water at room temp. It needs to be 135 or higher. The inspector left a long list of items to be corrected for the reinspection. The Chili's at 131 Southwest Loop 410 got an 82. They were improperly using ice to cool off cooked sausage. There was a black mold-like buildup in the ice machine. An employee used bare hands to put bacon on a burger that was served to a customer. Other workers weren't wearing hats and hairnets. The inspector also noted the entire place was in need of a deep cleaning, especially the kitchen, to remove dirt and food residue. A reinspection was ordered. For BKD, I'm Tim Gerber, KSAT 12 News.
And now we're going to take things outside. This is our camera near the San Antonio International Airport, 79 degrees. You know, we've been talking about the roller coaster that we've had just for the past few weeks, right? We got rain, which we needed, and then we got beautiful days with nice clear skies. But, okay, tomorrow we're going to get a little something, something.
Yeah, we continue a bit of a roller coaster ride, right? Which is good. I mean, this is the time of year we really need to stock up on the rain. And we do have more rain chances starting tomorrow night and then lingering a bit into the weekend as well. I just don't think it's going to be all that widespread. Take a look at our rain chances through the day tomorrow. You're in the clear for outdoor activities, outdoor practice, outdoor games, whatever it is. You'll be fine all the way through sunset. It's closer to midnight when we'll see a 30% chance. So some isolated to widely separated showers and storms developing along a weak cold front that's slowly going to be dropping in. We'd first see the storms in the hill country after sunset, and then them developing and changing as they move southward closer to San Antonio midnight, and even thereafter. We could even see some through the sunrise hours, basically around sunrise on Saturday morning. Okay, so that's our next storm chance, and then a little bit on Sunday, an isolated chance. New drought monitor. This isn't it. This is April 1st, okay? We're going to go back in time a little bit here. All right, I love this. Y'all ready for this? April 1st, rain, and then now. So big improvements. Obviously, we still have a little bit of work to do, but we're going to do this again for you. Good news. It's a beautiful sight. Got rid of that drought there east of I-35, erased it completely along the coastal plain, and we did put a big dent in it over the hill country in San Antonio. Actually, throughout San Antonio, just compared to last week, we dropped a full category from extreme to severe drought. I know severe drought still sounds bad, but we've made up a lot of ground. Guadalupe River off to the north still flowing well below average, but people are tubing and having a good time. But this is where we really need to see more rainfall up in the hill country. Kerr County, Kendall County, even Comal County, Bandera. You get the idea. Now look at the amount of rain since April 1st. These aren't estimates. This is actual rain gauge measurements. San Antonio International 7.8. You want to see the real impressive numbers? Moulton, that's near Shiner and Hallettsville, nearly 17 inches of rain since April 1st. Yoakum, 17.18. Kennedy, almost 16 inches of rain. Now you can see why the drought was completely swept away along the coastal plain. Shavado Park, 8.82. Fair Oaks Ranch had just over 7 inches of rainfall. Canyon Lake, 7 inches. However, the water level at Canyon Lake really isn't all that changed from the rainfall. We had some rain today, drought-stricken Panhandle. Good rain up there. And by the way, the newest drought monitor does not take into account any rain we had after 7 a.m. on Tuesday. We'll probably see a few more showers as well. Now, we had some off to the west today, mainly in Mexico. A little bit of that activity drifted eastward as it dissipated. Eagle Pass, Carrizo Springs, Cotulla seeing some of the light leftovers. Upper level disturbance, that's thrown some energy our way. Actually, the energy is getting funneled our way aloft in the upper levels because upper level highs, they have that clockwise circulation. Lows have the counterclockwise, so they're working together to funnel that upper moisture and upper energy coming off the Pacific. It's not going to be continuous energy to cause continuous showers and storms, but periodically some isolated pop-up showers and storms next few days, especially starting tomorrow night and all the way through Sunday. Also, whatever develops and where it develops tomorrow night, there's a chance of some severe thunderstorms as well. A 2 on a category 1 to 5 would be a 2. So on the low end, but still that potential. So clear throughout the day tomorrow, just fine. It's tomorrow night when we have those storm chances. 91, the high temperature. And then into the weekend, that 20% chance on Sunday. And the high temperature is closer to 80, so a little drop off in those temps as well.
Okay, we get a little break. Thank you. I love that Wemby Mania is in full swing. Okay, so we've been talking about the reaction, right, when they found out that they were the #1 draft pick. And now we got to talk about Pop.
Yeah, so when the Spurs recently got some teenagers on their roster, including Jeremy Sohan, they were all excited to learn from one of the best NBA coaches ever in Greg Popovich. So imagine this, Wembanyama, the #1 pick this year in the draft. I mean, we know he's going to be, right? If the Spurs get him, he's going to learn from Pop. Plus, yelling 4 on a golf course really does work. Coming up.
$14, $5, $8, and $2.
San Antonio.
Congratulations to the San Antonio Spurs for winning the first pick in the 2023 NBA Draft.
14, 5, 8, and 2 is a combination Spurs fans will remember for a very long time in big board sports. Tuesday night, Victor Wembanyama played his final regular season game in France, and then he watched the NBA Draft Lottery live at 2 in the morning Paris time. Now he'll bring his talents to the NBA, and he will most likely suit up for the Spurs, which means he'll get to learn from Greg Popovich.
Coaches are teachers, and we've been fortunate as an organization to have one of the greatest teachers, regardless of sport, of all time. And to have the opportunity, we all learn from him each and every day. And for all of our players, that's an incredible opportunity. And I know they don't take it for granted. And whoever we select will take full advantage of that as well.
The draft live.
The NBA draft is Thursday, June 22nd in Brooklyn. San Antonio FC is getting ready to close out its 3-game road trip, and they're looking to sweep all 3 as well. They're all set to play at Detroit City FC. Today, instant replay producer Daniel Villanueva talked with striker Tani Oluwase.
Adeniran puts it down.
Just talk about how this team is feeling coming off the big win on Saturday.
I think guys are definitely fired up to get 2 on the bounce, and going into this next week, we want to make sure that we're coming back home for our home game with 3 wins out of 3 on the road.
You just come off getting a hat trick. You just mentioned how you surprised yourself. You've been here for a very short amount of time, and you're making a huge impact.
I think as a striker, it's always nice to get a goal in a game. So to be able to get 3, it was a great feeling for me and my family as well. So it was one of those things where this is a game that I'll remember for a little while, but at the same time, not letting it, overshadow what we have or our goals for the season. So it's kind of, you got to take it, enjoy it in the moment, and kind of compartmentalize it and look forward to the next week.
You just made the USL Championship Team of the Week. Talk about how special it is to be recognized for your efforts out on the pitch.
Yeah, I think for sure when you put in a body of work and you work hard every week, and for as long as I've been working hard, it's always good to be recognized. But at the end of the day, I think the most important thing for me is just that we're doing that in the right way, which is by winning games.
What is it going to take to close out this road trip with a win and bring some momentum back home?
I think just taking some of the lessons that we've learned from the last 2 games on the road, and some of the things that we've done really well and some things that we haven't done so well, just improving on those things and just making sure that we go into this game with the right mindset and hopefully come out with 3 points.
Good luck on Saturday.
Thanks. Larry, back to you.
Thank you, guys. Take you to Jordanton High School for the UIL Class 4A softball regional semis. Bernie playing Alice in a 1-game playoff. Greyhounds taking control of this one early. Bottom of the 3rd, 1 on. Heidi Madem drops a base hit in the left field. Taylor Wilson scores. Madem has all 3 RBIs so far as the Greyhounds lead 3-0. Bottom of the 6th, Bernie now up 4-2. Ava Nieto smokes one to the gap in left center. It hits off the wall. 2 runs scored, part of a 3-run inning. Greyhounds lead 7-2 heading into the 7th, and pitcher Ava Rodriguez slams the door shut with a strikeout. Awesome. She goes the distance as Bernie advances to the regional final with a 7-2 victory.
I am so excited. Just my senior year, I want to end big.
It feels amazing because we did that our sophomore year, and last year we came up short, but I am excited to get to continue that with my team.
Bernie will face either Needville or Cal Allen in the regional final next week. The PGA Championship is underway after the break.
I think no matter what position I'm in going into tomorrow, I'd be grinding it out. This is one of those places where that's what you have to do. You just try and stay in position, make the important par putts, and just keep the momentum going. And I did a good job of that today. And going into tomorrow, I'll just try and do more of the same.
World number 2, Scotty Scheffler, fired his first career bogey-free round in a major today during the opening round of the PGA Championship at Oak Hill Country Club in Rochester, New York. He carded a 367 as he seeks his 2nd major. Now check out Kenny Pigman in the 18th tee box. Dude gets hit on his right shoulder by an errant shot. Now he ducked because 4 was yelled. So yes, it works. Check out the leaderboard right now from your first round, which was suspended due to darkness. Eric Cole leads at 5 under through 14 holes. He's ranked 122 in the world. Bryson DeChambeau shot a 467. Scheffler is tied for 3rd with 2 others, including VTO champ Corey Connors at 3 under par. And the Missions won at Midland tonight by a final of 8-2.
And yelling 4 works.
It does. 4.
There you go. Thank you. We'll be right back after this. So we want you to check this out. In a surprising decision, the Supreme Court rules that famed artist Andy Warhol broke copyright law when he created art from a photo of Prince. They ruled 7-2 in favor of Prince's original photographer, Lynn Goldsmith, who says that Warhol's silk screens just aren't unique enough to fall under the fair use doctrine. The global art community considers the case an important test of the balance between copyright and artistic borrowing.
Tomorrow we'll be in the lower 90s locally. Check out Eagle Pass, 95 tomorrow afternoon, Carrizo Springs, Cotulla, 96. Around downtown will be 92 degrees, Timberwood Park at 90, and Elmendorf 91. Now tomorrow night is when we could have some thunderstorms, midnight and especially thereafter. We could see some storms closer to San Antonio. They're going to be isolated in nature and widely separated, but whatever develops could even become strong to severe, with straight line winds and hail being the primary risk. That would be very localized. We'll keep you updated. Then Saturday and Sunday, just 20 to 30% chance.
All right. Awesome. Thank you. And thank you so much for joining us, being a part of your night. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.